Au ya you. You will lay a desire. Then I'd wear that power. President Gay, via yet to get this again. I say, oh, me, I'm right. And by doing you, I'm a part of my trade there. Well, on it goes away. Alas, I will that you are not. We say you. Papa Mora, get you up when anywhere, Momba Sivole. Sivole. L'arrangeur parmi national, très trop fort. We are glad that we want by say so where that you are. I want say bobo. There be oh. Do a web play you go back for money. Papa nye guitar, petit, blazo fait sonner. Kaidaka. Bena paya posa gogo, mambo panjago. Apo blo akafwe. Wa posa nyoka fwe. Be afonte moi bandi yo pa kle yukiyen. Nyanjo si moi. Posto tata tuyo kwe atinyo diyo. Emo o. Nesse tokan. This is a poco where they have it. Go on, yeah, I can't salute. What's to a cat to your way? I think you're the one. Emo, Nesetoka. Now, this is a poco where they have it. Go on, yeah, can you get? Now, conquering your way when I know sound Fabian. I do. Let's do what you just grab it to work. Say your book on ya. Are you an owl? Typo that you know, and now we say you over. I want to you come on, need a boy. And yes, I'm going to buy them with Mwege. Hey, Imo, am I gay? One of what I just me and the boy. Oh, ow. Bobo that you know now we say you will. So like it tampo when you never go. Netoni and you. Hey, are you? Opo Greg just say, oh yeah, I'm a walking ever. Kaidaka, when it goes to work, I go to let you know your way. I just see how. This is what I say. Say Bobo, yeah. You like do I get more by one name on tele get by Potamu, Tanyada. Planning Papa, Pinagasia, Baka on Lage, the Pussy Bob, the PSC baby. There's don't yet see you can up one. There's a Bob was a dressy, Mambo, Palipo, that you know, and I will say you over. I will. Saibo. Back to a black guy, do it so say. I just want to lay a back to an album, you see you okay. Wait, you, Evo, Saibo, and they get pop and block where John Banglo on the green, I walk like a bad day, noir. So I said, so now when you're naturally stand, play the soule. Say. Bobo that you know, and I will say you over. I'm done it. Where are you? So on my way. I know Brazil. Can't play a gospel. South Africa, your part, your way. Thank you for your work and my one. I'm the Pope and Yaguba. Don't feel it, I say, oh, Clavodio. Say, back in where we are coming. Say, Bobo that you know, and I will say you over. Aba pepo swelu ni nde swelu. Kwa muzu manje dota siko bala. Kabo wase. Pepo swelu muzo luke. Say ya re ase ba ye no. Gen one day ye. Yo pample yo de mo le ya now. Ariwo ase o ba ye. Amo amora da o. Saibo de kia no anda we say you. I wish so rulo di yo ba ye. So pe no we.
Ouais, il a fait une chanson à Moblé Production, voilà. Et Moblé Production, c'est une structure qui est créée pour les jeunes qui sont dans le démon, pour les jeunes de l'US tout. Moblé Production est là pour produire les jeunes talentueux, cachés, que les gens ignorent. Donc notre devoir, c'est de produire des talents cachés. Alors, il a fait un son pour Moblé Production.
Arrangé Eric Glodé, le don de Dieu pour la musique de l'Ouest. Je te détesterai jamais. Jamais, jamais, au grand jamais. Moblé Production, Abia Dia Oboa, Amounia Dron, moi et toi Pierre. Moye, Pierre, moye, moye, Pierre, moye, à toi Pierre qui a volé, Pierre, moye, ah Pierre, oui. Ndato Pierre se prononcer, à toi Pierre qui a volé, ma brosse à eau. Moye, Pierre, moye, moi ça vaut ça, il connaît, moye. Pierre qui m'a volé, m'envoyez moi, ah Pierre qui m'a volé, m'envoyez moi. Eh Pierre, Pierre, bébé. Ah, qui a volé, Pierre, moye, Pierre, moye, Pierre, moye, Pierre qui a volé, la poche qui a volé. So non, du n'aimez, mon blé à ma dos, let's appeler. J'ai mon équipe à yon né, maman dia qui va yon né, j'ai blé bonnet na kanyopo. Si à vous tiens, des kanyoé, kanyon de cordeur, c'est pas du blé. Pierre, mon moyen, Pierre, mon moyen, Pierre, mon moyen, mon garba, oh yawesa, moyen, Jibla, no pigeon boba, Yerbono, ma boye blé, Pierre, 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 mon moyen, mon blé Production. Oh Pierre, mon blé Production, à ça au clan, Yahweh a quel homme au côté. Pierre, mon moyen, Pierre, mon moyen, Pierre, mon moyen, Ericona, Pierre, moyen, ah, Charlie Cona, Pierre, moyen, ah, toi, Pierre, moyen. Ah, yeah, Pierre, ah, Pierre, moyen, Pierre, moyen, Erico Jato Pierre, Mare Bomo Jato Pierre, Erico de Bomo Jato Pierre, Miomo Daka, Jojale Koya, Yobopa, Opa, la Yede Nani, Blé Braquite, Jiao, Anade Bro, Ajabe, Atia. Nyoro gbade ki agudiye ono homono ne ka doubleye sobo somo soble so danyo paseble asenyo na yeta esa ye dibo sanere e to piero jawe ke to piero poinson weke to piero iwa mopa kaya no e ka sene la taya mo la osiane to piero ki agba ere papa ko kia o a to piero moye. Piero Momoye, Esse Sonia Routier, Asseo. Mama Saleye, Angela Wayne, et Bobo Pangla Bouye, Angela Wayne, Nama Bobo Pangla Bouye, Angela Wayne, Angela Dieu, Machaba Keyo, Daria Dieu. Moye, Angelo Momoye, oh, Mama Bokebla, Tia, Mama Kebla, where you. Je sais ma Jackie, je sais, maman, je sais, Tania Kyoto. Handa Nicolas, Memotia, Manda Nicolas, Tania, Nicolas, Yamo, Otuachi, Naipo de Wenge, Blanc, la Gili, Agia, Agia, Moye, Piero Moye, 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 Piero Moye, Moye, Ale, Moye, Moye.
Good evening, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. want to thank all of you that have been tuning into LeBron Pop Radio since day. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Brothers and sisters, let's get it going. Safety, safety, safety. We want to thank God for life, and we'll continue to pray that everything's go well with all of us. We thank God. However, safety. Folks, it is important that you know where you are in terms of road, that is. Okay? Your car at this time is very cold. So those of you that work at night, for example, you have to go to work late in the evening, okay? You get to work. First thing perhaps you might want to do, since there's no garage that you can park your car, first thing that you might want to do is find yourself a little blanket or a towel. Open your hose, wrap the towel around the battery, put the towel over the battery and close the hose. Okay, that will keep it warm a little bit. All of the cold air will not be penetrating the batteries and what have you, because if it's cold, it takes much more energy to turn the engine over. Okay, that is if you don't have a new battery, if you just pull like Samson told, God forbid. But anyway, that's one tip. Another thing also is this. At this time, when you're getting ready to go to work, it's cold. Remember now, it's cold. You're ready to go to work. Walk. Just take the 2 minutes or less. Walk around your car. Inspect your tires. I'm not too concerned with the dent and stuff like that in the car. That's not the main thing. The main thing is the tire. Number one. As you do that, periodically, maybe once a week or twice a week or once a month, it doesn't matter what time. But ask your partner or whoever it is that you know, let them sit in the car at night or in the evening time and step the brakes, and you walk around the car. Make sure the brake lights are on. Because one of the things, when your brake lights is off, you're driving, you won't know it. Unless you have good Samaritan that will come and tell you, say, oh, your brakes is off. You don't know that. So by you walking around the car, ask the person to turn your signal left, turn it right, turn your headlights on. Because when you're driving at night, you probably turn your lights on and only one light shining. If for some reason you turn the lights on and you see that only one headlight is shining, this is one of the things you can do very quickly. Because most of the time, as a car drive and bounce up and down, the plug just come a little bit loose, and then you don't have the lights. All you need to do is just not hit. I say just tap the front of the lights, and hopefully lights will come on. Okay. If you can change the light bulbs yourself. It's very easy. Nowadays, all you need is just turn it left, unplug it, just like a bus socket. That's all it is. It's not that difficult. So those are the kind of things you need to do. Hopefully by now, you have yourself a antifreeze working well. Your thermostat is working well. What am I doing with Pina in my hand now? Okay, your thermostat is working well. That is, you turn your heat on, you have heat. Okay, because one of the things I've told you in the summer, those things you're supposed to have taken care of those long time ago. Because if your heater system is bad, you got problem. Because the heater coil now, they're way inside on the passenger side, underneath the hood. It's very difficult for people like me, who is not a mechanic, but trying to do the mechanic job to get to. You take it to the shop, they charge you more because it's difficult. It's a very difficult work. But if you take care of it, make sure your antifreeze are going good, make sure your thermostat is all working well, you'll be fine. Okay? Your tires should be good at this time. You're driving, snow, whatever it is. This is what you need to do. For example, from your house to your working place, 30 minutes. Leave your house maybe 15, 20 minutes ahead of time. So even if you get to work early and you have to sit around, that's better than to rush. Because when you're rushing, all safety aspect out of the window because you want to get that on time. Okay? Leave some time ahead of yourself. Besides being on time, you never know what the traffic going to be there ahead of you. You don't know. So in case there's a traffic incident that's going to have to slow you down, you have enough time. You're not rushing. Another thing you need to do, know your surrounding, not just your driving position, but the area you're working. How far is it from your house? What are the shorter detours that perhaps you can take that will take you to your job quickly? Those are the kind of thing you need to think about. It's part of the safety. One last safety tip before I go on to my program here tonight. At this time, you have yourself a good blanket, very thick blanket, comforter if you want to, if you ask me. Have yourself a flashlight. Have water. You say, but something to what do I need flashlight? All of these phones now they have the lights. Yes, but they need batteries. They need for you to charge them. Why if the lights, somehow your battery, your alternator, everything's out. It's not producing anything. How are you going to charge your phone? But if you have an ever-ready battery sitting around with your flashlight, you can turn it on and off. Safety, very important. Sam Sinto, come with me. Come join me this evening. Let's have a wonderful, wonderful conversation. This is something that is very important again. Let's do this. I'm going to do different thing here tonight, a little bit different than usual. Okay, something is happening in Liberia that we all are glued to our TV, and for some reason, my chair is a little bit off. Oh, he's been here. I know. Every time you see this, that means he's here. That's my son. Okay, but anyway, thank you. Thank you for joining us this evening. This is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Let me do this. Tonight's program is going to be a very interesting one. As usual, we are now going to start with the pro-poll agenda reading. I will read that later. But before I do that, let me just play this video of Dr. Weir going through during the election. I've always wanted to play this because I believe, and I still believe, that this young man, these are some of the stuff that are sketched in his mind that he wants to do raw. And I'm in constant contact with brothers and sisters back home about raw. I'm an engineer, railway engineer, remember now. So I am involved and I see what is happening. I know what is happening. I'm involved as well. So don't let it be that something told in California. I'm involved totally. Okay, let's go ahead.
Let's make sure you do that same thing for you can hold. No, I beg you. Make sure you do that same information you can hold.
Okay, the next one here is the Ghana. Let's watch Ghana. And I'll go into my program.
Afrikiko Junction, Accra, Tema Motorway. Apollo in the Western region. The police is watching you. Over 1,000 of these cameras have been installed at strategic locations across the country. These cameras have made police surveillance more effective and giving a boost to fighting crime. Playbacks have also been very useful. In this particular case, investigation into a road accident.
Good morning, police emergency. How may I assist you?
These cameras are operated from emergency command centers in Accra, Kumasi, and Tamale that are now receiving a record number of calls.
When the call comes in, the system automatically generates a case form.
The case form is meant to solicit the essential information required from the caller. If it is a motor accident, are there any persons injured? If it is a robbery, are the robbers armed? And so on. All calls can be traced to where they are made. In case a call drops, the operator can call back. Once a call is processed, the information is sent to the dispatch section for patrol teams in the field. One challenge are prank calls that divert attention from real emergencies.
Prank calls must stop. In a genuine emergency, you may not be able to access our emergency command center.
Locating crime scenes promptly is another. Many houses and dwellings in Ghana are located on unnamed streets. This is being addressed by the new GPS address system, which is an integral part of the new emergency response system.
This command center is a milestone along the way of the transformational agenda that the Ghana Police Service has launched. The Ghana Police Service, as I speak to you, is about total number strength of 33,000. For the population of Ghana, the minimum strength should have been 56,000. At 33,000, the police to civilian ratio is 1:848, which is far lower than the UN minimum of 1:500. Therefore, the result to the digital intervention is meant to ameliorate or to mitigate the defect or deficiency or the deficit, which stands at 23,000 police personnel. This intervention, which is going to make it easier for the police to monitor crime and make it easier for people in need to get in touch, therefore making it more efficient for them to check crime, it's a welcome intervention.
Afrikiko Junction, Accra, Tema Motorway. Apollo in the Western region. The police is watching you. Over 1,000 of these cameras have been installed at strategic locations across the country. These cameras...
Thank you. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Thank you. Thank you very much. Stay with us. It's going to be an interesting one tonight. Like I said, I welcome all of you on LIBERIA Public Radio. I'm going to be touching a little bit about what is happening in Liberia. As you know, some brothers has been arrested because of corrupt behavior and what have you. They've said they've been charged. I'm not too sure if they've been charged, but they've been arrested with alleged corrupt behavior. And I read that on the news today. And so we know that these brothers were arrested, okay, from the housing authority. But before I do that, in the interest of fairness and in the interest of transparency, one of the guys that was arrested is a good friend of mine, and I can say distant relative. Okay, as a Robert. Okay, so we're hoping that they will have good representation, lawyer that is, and face the music. If they're guilty, the law of Liberia is there. It's not discriminating against anybody. If the law hold you responsible, you prove yourself not guilty. If not, if you're not guilty, you're gonna go home. If you're guilty, whatever they prescribed by the Constitution, that will fit the crime that perhaps you have been accused of committing, you will serve whatever it is. So I'm not quite that worried. If the young man who is involved, if they are found guilty, whatever it is that the law call for, so be it. In the meantime, we will continue to pray for our brothers. We will continue to pray for the country and say that everything should be well and everything will be well in Jesus' name. But let me read something here. Since I started reading this pro-poor agenda, after maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs, I will go on to read a report from the State Department, Liberia 2017 Human Rights Report. And because of this situation, I will now go ahead and touch on, I will read again, corruption and lack of transparency in government. So I'm not going to, just go into what is happening with the people that were arrested. The government believe that they have a case, and these people themselves, if they find a lawyer, the lawyer can also challenge that case. There's no question about it. Liberia is a land of law. If you found guilty, certain rules, certain things don't happen. It's up to the law. So we'll leave it as that. Let me read. Again, I want to welcome all of you this evening. Samson to Liberia Public Radio. It's a Wednesday afternoon, November 28. Okay. Section 4, corruption and lack of transparency in government. The law calls for integrity in government services and enumerates numerous offenses related to corrupt act by officials, including making false statements, tampering with public record, obstruction of justice, bribery, intimidation, and abuse of office. The laws does not provide explicit criminal penalty for corruption by government official, although criminal penalty exists for economic sabotage, abuse of office, bribery, obstruction of justice, and other corruption-related acts. This is from State Department. The government did not implement the law effectively. It was 2017. And officials often engage in corrupt practices with impunity. Corruption, that's past administration now. Corruption persisted through the government and the World Bank most recent worldwide governance indicators indication that the youngest only 16-year-old time of arrest. No, I'm reading it wrong. I'm sorry, folks. Okay, let me read that again. Corruption persists throughout the government and the World Bank most recent worldwide governance indicators, okay, reflect that corruption was a serious problem. Okay. There was numerous reports of government corruption during the year 2017, folks. Corruption, now they're going to give you the reason here. Low corruption, according to them, and they're giving us a reason. Low pay for civil servant, okay, minimal job training, and little judicial accountability exacerbated official corruption and contributed to the culture of impunity. The government dismissed or in some instances suspended officials for alleged corruption and recommended others for prosecution. The government generally failed to charge high-ranking officials with corruption and tended to recommend prosecution only against lower-level civil servants. This is from the 2017 State Department, United States State Department Human Rights Report on Liberia. Okay. Audit by the Internal Auditing Agency implicated government officials in the misuse of funds from the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning Private Sector Development Initiative, which was intended to provide small business loans. 2017, not this government, 2017, previous administration, please. So let's understand that. Okay. The Internal Audit Agency forwarded its audit report to the Office of the President in June. In August, some individuals reportedly were asked privately to make restitution. According to the report, State Department. Okay, according to the report, the agency sent a list of people, and the president asked some of them to pay back the money privately. Okay. As of November last year, 1 year ago, detail regarding whether such payment has been made or who made them had not been made public, and no follow action has been taken. Okay. I thought I'd put that out front this afternoon, folks, because I'm going to go a little bit deeper in this. First of all, let us all agree that Liberia is not a village that we can just go and take whatever we think we can have. We all know, every one of us, nobody is rich. None of us. I know myself, I'm not rich. I don't know about you, but I know I'm not rich. So if I'm asked by the government, I'm working here in Sacramento, making decent money, 100 plus. So I'm not bashing. I'm not boasting about it. But 100 plus, that's not bad for somebody from Total. Okay. However, if I decide, okay, I'd rather go home to go help my brothers and sisters, since I'm an engineer, I will leave my job and go home. I must accept whatever payment that comes with it. In other words, if I leave my job and go to Liberia and take a job, and they say this is the amount they're going to pay me, and I'll accept that, whatever benefit that comes with it, that's fine. But if I go beyond that, trying to substitute the lost wage in America, then I'm wrong. Then I don't deserve to be in Liberia. We cannot do that. From the tape that was played this afternoon, I was a little bit taken aback because most of these people look very intelligent. Why would they be playing with people money? What in here? There are certain things here they say also what financial corrupt behavior will do to the financial institution in Liberia. Because you're taking the money away from the revenue that's supposed to go into the cover of the Republic of Liberia. You're hurting the system. You're hurting the system. And so every one of us, if you take a position in Liberia and the position is paying you less than what you were making here, don't find other means. Either you come back here, beg the people for your job, and you get your job back, or even if you don't, as long as you're professional, you will find another job. They might not pay you as well as the old job, but you can work your way through. But to say that I'm here, I'm taking a job in Liberia, And the fact that I'm not making the amount of money that I was making in America, therefore I need to substitute that by taking something that doesn't belong, then it is wrong. We can't do that. And I'm hoping that my brother and those that were involved will have a legitimate reason for all of the information that is coming from Liberia. We have a legitimate reason. Because if they don't, then that's not even the right thing to do. Because I was in Monrovia after the inaugural program. Some of the people are looking for work. They're sedition. Some of the people left America, left their job 6 months in advance, a year into campaigning in Liberia for CDC. And I bet they were not getting paid. Some of them most likely got fired. So are you saying that you were doing all of these things to be able to get something, and hopefully this is not true, I hope not, but if it is true, is that why you went home for? So my take on this is wrong. It's wrong. Now, I'm not going to sit here to pass judgment on anybody. I don't know the circumstances. I don't know why the people would do stuff like that. I'm not injured either. Who knows? If I get to Liberia and put in that type of position, maybe I will do the same thing. But God forbid, if I'm going to do something like that, I have to think about my mom. I have to think about my dad. That I would not bring disgrace to the Toll family. We're not that rich, but we are proud people. And these are the kinds of people that need to be in Liberia to serve. That's that end. What I do hope as well is this. And I read this thing here where the past administration was doing a selective punishment, a selective prosecution of corruption. That also must not be practiced in this government. If those who are responsible to carry out the justice of the Republic of Liberia must have the justice be carried out evenly. If Mr. Roberts, who is, like I said, a friend, if they are found guilty of the charge being accused, let the justice itself carry out whatever punishment. But if the government of the Republic of Liberia will say, do like what the past administration has done, not only is this bad, but people will not forget it. And you cannot do that to say there are certain people, if they are involved in the corrupt behavior, we're going to punish them. But certain people involved, we're going to leave them alone. That will not be conducive for development of Republic of Liberia. And I hope Dr. Weir, who has taken on the courageous idea of trying to bring people to book, bring them to justice, and let justice do this work. I appreciate Dr. Weir, and I seriously say thank you, Dr. Weir. But I hope that type of perimeters should now be open to all. That kind of circle now of finding corrupt behavior must be carried out evenly. Because if we're watching the international community, these guys, their alleged crime has been made public, and the international community has watching, and all those of us in this social media, whatever you want to call it, say we thank you, we appreciate that, because perhaps these are things that will help to curtail some of this corrupt behavior back home. I'm hoping that my brother is not going to be found guilty. But whoever started the process, that process must continue fairly. This process must not be viewed as being one-sided. Because as I just read to you from the State Department report, Human Rights Report of 2017, there were some people that were recommended to the president, who the audit agency have alleged that these people were responsible for some type of corrupt behavior. And the president, according to the report, decided to punish some low-ranking people, and then the highest up were asked to pay back the money without them being put through the ringer either. That was wrong. That was wrong. And I hope this government that said they will do everything to eradicate the corrupt behavior in Liberia. And if this is the first step, we appreciate that. Of course, it's hurt. The justice of the Republic of Liberia is a two-way sword. It comes my way, justice will be served. It goes your way, justice should be served. I will not get angry if the justice comes my way. However, if it's going to be fair, it must go both ways. But you come my way and lift for the sword. But then when you go next door to your own area, you put the sword under the blanket, then that's bad. That's bad. We must not allow those type of behavior to happen. And the other Liberians, young Liberians that are there working for the people, perhaps they will take this thing and take it serious. Now, when asked to do the people business, you're not there to line your pocket. Here's what is corruption business, and I'm not saying that's what these brothers did. Get it from me. That's far from it. But I'm just giving you what corruption does for our people. You got a contract, $200,000 contract. So the company that's supposed to carry out the contract, those who are responsible to make sure the paperwork for the company goes well and everything else, they decide to ask the company, in order for me to do your paperwork, give me 50,000, give me 100,000, 200,000. The money the people are going to give you is not coming from your pocket. Obviously, it's coming from the profit of whatever contract they're going to get. But guess what? The product that they're supposed to give you for $200,000 work is no longer going to be $200,000. They will give you a product that is not according to the standard, because you're taking money away from them, and they also need to make profit. So if you take $100,000 from there, and they only have $100,000 left, they will give you $100,000 worth of product. And that's why we're going to continue to have these kinds of non-standard products in Liberia, because everybody want to line their pockets. We can't do that. Individual behavior is hurting the group. And I read to you the other day about national identity. In the formula that these people put forward to find the national identity, corruption is not part of it, because they're quite aware of it, that corruption will hurt the formulation of national identity. The formula that form the national identity is not informed by corruption. Because if you do, you're going to hurt every one of us. But these are the kinds of crises that we all face. What was the circumstances? What happened? I know Mr. Roberts. When he was running campaign, he was not taking people color in the street for nothing. Whatever he takes, he pay. What happened? What really happened? What went wrong? If this is true, I'd like to find out myself. However, we'll continue to pray that these things hopefully will not be true. There must be some reason. So we hope that the government and the people and the justice system will do all of us a favor and find out, go to the bottom of this thing and find out exactly what the deal is. The question now is, what in the process of trying to find out what the deal is, they go further and they hook some bigger fish. What do they do now? Do they continue? That's going to be interesting. We have this $16 billion saga still hanging over us. Some of us refuse to talk about it because I'm leaving it with the government to do us a favor and discuss this thing and do their investigation and give us the final report. So I'm not going to sit here to judge people. The only reason why I'm talking about this corruption issue here because it's right in my face. I can't go without talking about it. So that's how much I'm going to go tonight on this corruption. Okay. Let me now say thank you very much for joining us, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Even though this is a very painful business here, because to have somebody who you know to be involved in these kinds of stuff, it's very painful. But we'll pray. We'll continue to pray for him and his family, and that everything will be well. That's all that I can say. Okay. But we just hope that the government will make sure they do their work fairly and not go with the old way because it might not turn out good. Let's go ahead. Welcome on LIBERIA Public Radio, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. I'm going to now read this Propo Agenda for Prosperity and Development, a 5-year national development plan toward accelerated, inclusive, and sustainable development. July 2018, June 2023. And when I was here the last time, my understanding, the proper agenda now perhaps has been changed. There's few things I'm not too sure. I'm working on it, trying to get. And if I get the updated version and it's substantially different from this, then I'll start all over. Why not? Why not? But before we do that, I just saw something that just came across my page here. Oh, interesting. I did not build a house when I was president of Liberia, ex-president Salif. This is coming from front page. Okay, let me see what interest. Former President Ellen Salif say the only house she built while she was president is the one on her farm in Bomi County. Madam Salif, during an interview of OKFM in Monrovia on Wednesday, said all houses she owns were built in the 70s when she had lucrative job that came with with pension benefit, except for the Citibank position in Nairobi, Kenya, where she got fired for leaving job to venture politics in Liberia. I built my houses in the 70s. I have had good job. I have worked with the World Bank. I have also worked with the Citibank Nairobi office. I was the head of the African Bureau of UNDP, and all those jobs had good money. All of those jobs had pension, she said. The former Liberian leader said the integrity that her bill prior to becoming president, integrity that her bill, okay, whatever, prior to becoming president and during her presidency has earned her much respect and support within the international community. I didn't build any house when I was president. I'm going to leave it as that. I'm not too sure what that is going, where she's going with that, but let's leave it as that. Let's leave it as that. I thought that I just prick your interest and see if you want to go and read more. take on the economy. Madam admits to leaving the country economy at the bottom line. Whoa, that's interesting. I got to read that one. Madam admitted to leaving the country economy at the bottom line, blaming Ebola and slump in the price of Liberia major export commodities on the world market. She, however, said it was gradually recovering in her final days. Okay, all right. Go front page and read that if you're a political junkie just like myself. But let me read this stuff now. I'll just read. I'm not going. This is the population and development. I'm not going to go into a lot of numbers here tonight. Liberia population was estimated at 4 point something million, 2016. The national average household size is 4.3 person, and range from 3.5 to 4.9 person per household in Bopolo County. Okay. This is all numbers. This is all numbers. That's not what I want to deal with here tonight. Okay. Okay, it's not that big. It's not that big. Northwest region to 4.9 in Maryland, Southeast region, respectively. At the current growth rate, the population increased by approximately 382 person daily, or by 139,000 per year. By the end of this planning period in 2023, the total population is likely to be, they say we might reach 5.2 million figure. Okay, they're estimating that this might happen. Okay, gender and age distribution. Female make up 51.5% of the population and male 48.9%. The sex ratio of the population of 1.011 per 1 male. 1.011. I'm not taking that 0.011. I want 1. I don't want 1 point something. Okay. Which is lower than the global sex ratio of 1.06 male per 1 male. By average category, the skill leans heavily towards children, youth, and young adults at productive stage of the life cycle. About 70% of the population were below the age 35. Nearly half, 44.5% of the population were below the age 15 years. Wow. So interesting though. Think about it. If the population is below the 70% of the population, 2016, if it's below 35 years, okay. So by the time Dr. Weir then leave office, the younger group that are coming, if they are not educated, if they are not well informed, they're in majority, they can vote us out. If these people, if this 70% of the population, if they decide that we want our president to be 25 years old or whatever the constitution state, they're in numbers, they can vote us out, the old people, and put their own people in there. Can you imagine? And therefore we will encourage people to continue to liaise with these young people, educate them. Because if you don't educate them, they're in majority. They will vote their interest. And what are some of their interests? This is deeper. This is deeper. What are some of their interests? Do you think they care for Samson Toe in a diaspora? No, they don't. That's not their interest. So if somebody come out and say, oh, let me follow your interest. Okay, what is your interest? They're not quite ready for a job because they 35-year-old, what type of career you're ready to do? I mean, what type of experience you have to lead? So if somebody from their age group decide they want to be president, what do you say? If they decide to vote their peers in office, who are, according to the Constitution, you can't stop it. So it is incumbent upon us to educate this group, because they are in majority. Educate them, inform them of issues that is affecting the republic. Interesting. Let me read it. Okay. And then it said have 44.5% of the population were below the age 15. So people my age group, we got problem. Those of us that are almost 90 years old, we got problem. Because yes, the issue here. From the 35, the next group is 15 years. So by the time Dr. we are finished, and he 35, if they fight and get in, they finish. The 15 coming. They're not going back to my age. They're going towards themselves. On a very serious note, if they are not educated, how you think they're going to utilize the voting process? They're going to vote their interest, what they consider to be their interest. And the best way for them to know that your interests exist is to educate them. Tell them the interest of the Republic of Liberia, the different people that are in Liberia that have these different interests. And make sure the interest process is expressed to them, explained to them in detail. So at least if they decide to take power, they will be able to consider your interest as well. This group of Liberians, we cannot ignore them. We cannot ignore them. They must be brought along. They must be part of the process, because this group, the 35 years old group, the next generation of leadership coming from among this group. And I'm telling you right now, even if you're old and you want to manipulate the system so that the children, the young people will gravitate towards you, you have to do better than that. Because if you don't educate them and they say, yes, we'll take you, and they are not informed of their rights, they are not informed of how and when and what it takes to run the government, you're going to have issues because they are in majority. And so what if they decide to go with the corrupt behavior that some of the people that are carrying on right now? How do you deal with them? This is very interesting. Very interesting. Let's go ahead. Age dependencies ratio are very high due to a combination of high fertility rate and short life expectancy. Okay, about 90% which working adult must provide support for his or herself and provide for a child or a dependent elderly person. Okay, our age group now, we have issues because the 35 years old, their parents, they're not that old yet, so they're not ready to depend on the 35-year-old for support. But for us, our parents are old, they depend on us now, they can't fend for themselves anymore. They depend on us for us to take care of them. You see what position we're in? If you don't educate these young people, your position going to be relegated to the back of the line. Simple as that. So our generation, we have to take care of our fathers and mothers. At the same time, we're also going to be taking care of our kids. So we're taking care of father and mom, and we're taking care of our children. And we also have to take care of ourselves. Whereas these 35-year-olds don't have to do that. Some of them just starting family, maybe. But at the same time, they're just getting out of the house. So, you want to tell me some 35-year-old don't live in a father and mother house in Liberia? Please, I'm talking Liberia, you bring America in here. Okay, but let me go on. So their view of life is still skewed towards their interest. Okay, let's go on. Okay. Most likely, this will be a child under the age 15, as I just told you. Of the lower population, 3% of the population above the age 60. 3% of the population is above age 64, according to that. In urban area, the age dependency ratio falls to 78%, but reach 102% in rural area. I'm not making it up. Because certain age group are now taking care of their parents and taking care of their kids. The 35-year-old, some of them still living home. Okay. Life expectancy at birth is currently 61-year-old. Liberia is among the top 6 country where life expectancy increased the most over the past decade. Thank God, thank God. Global life expectancy now stand at 71, while the life expectancy in sub-Sahara Africa stand as 46. If birth and death rate will remain at the same level, female can expect to live slightly longer than male, with the expectancy of 59 years compared to male comparative place at 55. So they're saying that a female might live longer than the male. 59 for female, 55 for male. Okay. This is deeper though. I'm just reading it here, but I want you to think about it. I want you to think about it. Okay. Spiritual distribution. Unplanned urbanization continued to accelerate at an unprecedented pace. Successful wave of Liberian marriages from rural to urban areas seeking safety during civil war. Post-war, the migration continued because the major social and economic infrastructure outside of Monrovia have been destroyed or fall into despair. Okay. So they say before the Civil War, the countryside was doing a little bit better, but during the Civil War, people were running away. Now after the Civil War, most of the infrastructure has been destroyed, so people are coming to Monrovia to live. Look at the population of Monrovia, folks. Okay, I mean, labor force and labor productivity. Now, I think this is a little bit interesting one. The economically active population is expected to grow from 1.6 million in 2018 to nearly 2 million in 2023. Nearly 80% of the population is informal employment. About 35% Liberian household make about 35%. About 35% Liberian household make their living predominantly through agriculture related activities. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I told you this is numbers. I really don't like number business, but anyway, the population in formal employment will grow from nearly 1.3 million in 2018 to 1.16 million by 2030 without significant intervention in job creation. I don't like that. Informal sector employment, 65% of wage earners work for private employers in service sector. About 20% work for government and 15% and 15 per worker for non-profit organization. Let me read that again. This is very interesting. Let me read that again. It's telling me informal sector employment. 65% of wage earner work for private employers in service sector. I don't know where taxi driver there, bus driver. I thought government was the higher employer in the Republic of Liberia. I don't know. I don't think I agree with it. About 20%. Okay, I don't think I agree with it. But anyway, a higher population of women fall in the lower earned work category. Okay, I don't know why. Women are just intelligent. If in fact, women are smarter than most guys. So why are they at the bottom? Because men think there's something. There ain't nothing. Let me say it. Show that that as wage income rate rise, the share of women relative to their male counterpart fall. Okay. All right. This is the one that I'm looking for to read. Okay. Again, this is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Uh, I'm on here. I'm gonna be out here very early tonight. But let me read this other one. The Liberian diaspora. Good evening, folks. This is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Liberian diaspora. Okay. Nearly 38 years. Are they talking to me? Let me read on. Interesting. Well, how can it come put a kind of number out there? Nearly 38 years, more than one generation has passed since the first wave of out migration. Therefore, the notion of a large diaspora population preparing to resettle to Liberia, amen, has become increasingly murky. I don't blame them. Why would you want to have a mass exodus, Liberian going to Liberia? Our brothers and sisters, they don't even want us anyway. They have the roadblock called dual citizen, and you want people to leave from here and go there now? I mean, come on. Okay. Liberians in the diaspora, however, have been actively engaged in the recovery process. Are you kidding me? What do you mean they have been? That's all we have done. Help you to recover. That's all we have done. What do you mean we actively? We have been all the time. In addition to sending personal remittance, contribution, much needed food and medical commodities, many return home to work as community service volunteer during emergency. That's true. That's who we are. And that's why we're telling you get this dual citizenship business out of the line. Because it doesn't work for anybody. Okay. When time y'all get problem, then we run over there to work. When you want money, we send money. Then about one time come, we say we want to come there, want to put dual citizenship black in our way. What kind of business is that? Okay, I'll read on. Nevertheless, their role in the future of Liberia in the realization of the goal of the Vision 2030 to become a united people and a progressive nation meeting the core expectation of stability, equality, and democracy by 2030 remain largely unclear. No kidding, my man. That's the point we've been making. Because you sit over there, instead of pass the law, no, you don't want to do it. You want us to continue to support the system that skew against us. If somebody stay here that long, first thing, you can't do this because we don't know whether you're citizen or whether have you. Okay, you continue to put this roadblock before us with your dual citizenship issue. Okay, so now you think say we're involved. I told you before, Liberian, as long the person was born in Liberia, you cannot take Liberia out of that person. You can only take them out of Liberia. Take for example, this wonderful lady, the news lady, Ellen Cooper, that you always see on NBC, meet the press. She's from Liberia. With all the lucrative jobs she had, the money she had, she always thinking about Liberia. In fact, within the last 3 or 4 years, she probably been to Liberia twice already. So you can't get Liberia out of our system. Let me read on. Okay. An estimated 500,000 Liberians, about 10% of the total global Liberian population, are believed to be in the diaspora. Okay. This includes communities in Asia, Europe, United States, and in neighboring African countries. estimated 43% are in North America, 36% in West Africa, in West Africa sub-region, 16% in Europe, 5% elsewhere. The larger concentration of Liberian diaspora in any one country, however, can be found in the United States. Okay? The U.S. community is also likely to be the best organized and most highly engaged in political, economic, and social development opportunity in Liberia. The government of Liberia recognized that most. Okay, now let's slow down. Let's see what the government is saying. He's telling us here. Okay, the government of Liberia recognizes that most of Liberians in the diaspora have not reached the level of wealth that will enable them to make significant capital investment at home. How do you know that? How do you know that? How do you know that we some of our in a player will not reach? How you know? You're guessing. How many dollars you need to do a capital investment in Liberia? Do you have dollar amount in mind? What if I take $5 right now and say I want to do capital investment in total and you stop me? I go and take the $5 about call likes and things like that. That's not capital investment. What's wrong with you? CMC to public radio. Folks, I'm on it. By the way, let's read. Okay. Okay. Those who made investment found the risk versus reward ratio unattractive given the variances of the domestic market and the large infrastructure deficit. Lack of support for those willing to risk social and business venture also limited the range of potential area for entrepreneurs. That's true. There are Liberians here in the United States, young and old, who wants to do business in Liberia. I'll give you an example. What if I want to do business in Town? I want to buy my material from China to take it to Town. It rainy, no road. What you want me to do? Spend my money? Okay. It's not raining. I buy them thing. I bring it Freeport to take it out of Freeport. By the time I finish paying, I don't even get money to buy gas to go to Total. You want me to do business? Okay. So I'm able to take it from Freeport. I got the money to take it out. But by the time I got to my container, people at Freeport finished stealing all my thing. You want me to do business? Okay. So the people there say, okay, we feel sorry. We know who sounds into it. He used to be grown up boy around here, but now he okay, we'll leave a thing alone. I'm able to pay the money, get the thing from Freeport, put it on the truck to take it to Monrovia. By the time I finish passing the 16, 17 gates from Monrovia to Town, and you want me to do business? So I'm done. The taxes required for me to get my container from the port to Town, I don't even get it. By the time I finish paying the taxes, I got no money left to buy gas. Do you want me to do business? Folks, these are things you have to think about. And then the correct is still here. It's just difficult to do business. Nevertheless, the government of Liberia recognizes the sacrifices made by the diaspora to sustain family and relationship back home. No kidding. You know that. You know that's what we do. Every Liberian, and I will put my hair on the chopping block. Every Liberian that working, every time they get paid, no less than $50 they send home. Friends, relatives, it doesn't matter. They send money home. Every month, every week, every 2 weeks, Liberians send money home. Okay. Many have opted to return home to establish businesses, not-for-profit organization, charity, and or provide volunteer services in education, health, social services that create jobs and expand our social safety net. But yet still you want all to come in with that kind of dual citizenship hanging over our heads. And you say we do all of these things, but still you put this thing over our head. Let's go on. Okay. Others make significant sacrifices to send remittance. Personal remittance inflow from the diaspora reached 24.4% of GDP, of Liberian GDP. 24.4%, almost quarter of Liberian GDP. If we don't send money home, Liberian GDP will be what? 75? If they have 100 and we don't say anything, then they short 25. You see how powerful we are? But you don't even want to look at us. We say we want to vote. You're saying no, you can't stay in America to vote. But when we want 25% of your GDP to come from us, you're not even asking for people. When we say our money, you don't say, where are you? You citizen or you not citizen? You don't ask. So the money come into the country. 25% of your GDP come from us. Come from us. Okay. Facilitating this inflow will remain a priority well into the future. Okay. I thought I'd read that because it's very interesting. This is something that I thought I'd read for you tonight. So, like I said, I'm not going to be here that long. The next one will be pattern of poverty and vulnerability. Um, from here on, they start dealing with numbers and stuff. But we'll get into it. We'll get into it. So again, folks, Liberian Public Radio, this is Sam Sinto, Liberian Public Radio. We want to thank all of you again this evening for continuing to be part of us. Like I said, next week here on this board, in this studio, I will have a board here where I'm going to do what I can to show you some design. Good news, folks. I called my friend today, and he told me that those young Ghanaians that were doing the issues are no longer in charge. I'm waiting to find more information, but he said he can't tell me more detail. He doesn't have much detail to give me right now. But the fact that we were able to put these young Ghanaians, not that they're bad kids, but the railway design that they sent me was just ridiculous. And I think when we pointed out to some people that have power, they probably called and said, what is it you're trying to do? You're disgrace up? Maybe because of that, they decided these young people are just too young to give them $800,000 worth of contract. 800, I think 800 or almost $1 million contract to do design build. That's just too much. So Blaku is gonna be involved, and what I'm planning to do is when they haven't asked me yet, but if they ask me to do the design, I want you and I to do the design of a Liberian road right here on a board that I'm gonna put up. So you can see, and then when you go home, you can say, "Oh, I helped Sam," because when I'm doing the design, I'm gonna be asking you for your opinion. So be ready. Be ready to it's not a difficult thing. It's all out of your mind. One of the things about roadway design in engineering, it's like an act. An act is the way you draw the act. It's all conception. It's not something you got to continue to do. When it's time to do calculation, I will do the calculation. But when I get to an area, I will ask you for your opinion. For example, if I'm building a road, okay, and you know this road cave like this, if I'm gonna be filling it up, I will ask you how much you want me to fill, and I will tell you what the grade in, the grade out is, and I will do the calculation, and then you'll tell me what you want me to do. So I'm hoping that these people will ask Bloku to say, can you do the design for us? And I hope they don't ask until my table as a showing it watch, folks. And this is a guy who's going to be doing the Liberian road design. Look at his table. You see that white spot on his glass table? It's not even. So if somebody who's going to be building road, he got a table that's not even up, what kind of business is this? And you know why it's not even? It's because of the camera. This is Samson too. I just noticed it. I don't like to, if you watch the pictures I got behind the wall here, they're even. Because as an engineer, people look at this kind of stuff. I'm talking about engineering. Somebody watch my table and say, what kind of engineer is that? He got a table that is sloped one side? What is that? Watch the writing. I said leave from left from right to left. Watch the writing and the table. Watch the relationship between the top of the writing, whether it says Samson, Beto, or conversation. You see how when they're coming in, there's a gap between the table and the writing. And as it goes out, the gap disappears because the table sloped that way. The table itself is fine. It's the camera. So please excuse me while I try to fix my camera. Samson too. I just give it to you as it is. Let's go ahead and fix this. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. No, very serious business. People look at you kind of stuff. It's like, what kind of man there? He say engineer. Look at his table. Now watch the table now, and watch the writing. You see how the writing the table, everything is square. That's what it called engineering. Your line must be square. Okay. No, on a very serious note, I didn't notice that. I'm sorry for those of you that saw that. I didn't notice it. Anyway, this is Samson to LeBron Public. Let me, on a very serious note, let me go ahead and open the line up here very quickly, and you guys can give me a call. Samson to LeBron Public Radio. It's very important. Let's go. Give me a call. 916-533-2048. It's Wednesday afternoon. Give me a call. Jesus. Okay. That was so good. So true, my dear. We are government slow and sure. The president said even his wife take any even okay, I'm sure they want to say even if his wife take anything, once she bring it back, no problem. But not the law will take its course. Okay. Watch it. Okay. Watch it. That's fine. All right, give me a call, folks. Samson to LeBron Pub Radio. I'm going to take leave of here very quickly here, shortly that is. Before I go, let me read in its entirety uh, this stuff from the Mother of the Land. Let me read it again. It says, former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf says the only house she built while she was president is the one on her farm in Bowman County. Okay. Madam Sirleaf, during her interview on OKFM in Monrovia on Wednesday, said all the houses she owned were built in the 70s when she had lucrative jobs that comes with pension benefit, except for her Citibank post in Nairobi, Kenya, where she got fired for leaving. My glasses just okay for leaving a job to venture politics in Liberia. I built my houses in the 70s. I have good jobs. I have worked with the World Bank. I have also worked with Citibank Nairobi office. I was head of the African Bureau of UN and UNDP, and all of those jobs had good money. All of those jobs had pensions, she said. The former Liberian leader said the integrity that had built prior to that that she built, I think they meant, that she built prior to becoming president and during her presidency has earned her much respect and support within the international community. I don't build. I didn't build any houses when I was president. She not noting that her lifestyle helped her control how she used. Ooh, that's a deep one. What lifestyle? I think, Doctor, we are the people going to come replying to this thing of lifestyle. Help her to control how she used money. I had my children when I was young. They are all grown and successful. Yeah, we can attest to that. I don't have to use my money on them. She boasted of publishing her assets declaration from. Is she running? Is she running for office? Jesus, this is something else. Is she's running? Mm, I love this. I love this. I love it. Uh, I don't have to use my money on them. She boasted of publishing her asset declaration firm in requirement with the law and transparency. Man, that, our mother can still box. There's no question. Oh, but I'm telling you, well. I think she's running. Okay, Madam Sally review. Madam Sally revelation comes at a time when Liberia's new president, George Weah, is facing criticism for stimulating increasing and rehabilitating his private property shortly after he was inaugurated into office in the wake of a high economy. Oh my God. I knew that's what she was shortly after becoming president, he demolished his 9th Street single property, which remains unattended to several years, including during the time he was senator of Moserado County. A new structure sprung up soon after. While that was ongoing, he began rehabilitating his Jamaica Resort property in Tinker Village, Pennsville, and at the same time commenced the construction of what many believe is his dream house along the RIA highway. And then the former president said, I'll build how when I was president. I don't have to use my money. All my children are grown. I I don't have to spend my money on that. Oh my goodness. This construction raised suspicion and the call for the president to declare his asset and make same thing. Declare. Well, this is confusion they're looking for. I'm not even gonna read it anymore. Let's leave it as that. You want to read it? Go on front page Africa and read it. All right, folks. Let me get out of here. Very serious note. This is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Okay. I want to once again. I want to thank all of you that tuned in to LIBERIA Public Radio this afternoon. It's been a wonderful show. Thank you very much. We're very, very happy to have all of you on here today. Station manager of LPR is on here with us. We say welcome, Mr. Cryport. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, but anyway, let me get out of here. Okay. For some reason tonight, I don't know. I'm not gonna make any comment on that. Okay, this is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio, folks. We are here to do the best we can. I will say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful time. Thank you very much. Good night, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. One more. Good night, folks.